So we are now onto the team tail tag video. Now this is obviously the team variation of the tail tag mechanic. I will do the solo tail tag and the finale royal fumble separately, although many things in this video can attribute to both of them, but there are different tips and tricks and different paths you can go down with those particular variations. The starting position in team tail tag is not important. You get 2 minutes to grab a tail, so really it's not that important at all. The randomness I still said is medium because it is a team game. You can have a tail for the entire game and still lose outright. The technicality of this level is quite low because it's all about just how good are you at chasing, how good are you at running away. Now it is worth noting that any tail tag games can have like a bit of latency where they can grab you from quite far away. This is due to the fact that on their screen you are closer, and that really, I think, depends on, say if I was in the UK and they were in China, there would be a lot of discrepancy, a lot of latency between us, and therefore they might be able to grab me when I feel like I shouldn't be able to be grabbed. There's not really much you can do about that, unfortunately. So now we're onto the strategy, and grabbing a tail doesn't have too much extra. Most of those will come in the tips and tricks. Strategy wise, you just grab the tail. So we're mostly going to look at what routes you should take to avoid your tail being grabbed. Now, before I begin, let's just start by saying that there is some tail invincibility. If someone grabs somebody and gets the tail, if you grab that person immediately, you won't get the tail. It seems to be like about a 1 second invincibility of that tail being transferred to you. You can grab onto that person and hold them for about 1 second and it will transfer to you, but most people don't do that, and so you'll probably see that in the game quite a lot when you're playing and think that it's a bit weird, but there is like a 1 second invincibility of a tail transfer before it can transfer again. But there are still some downright bugs in the game where you grab someone who's had the tail for a long time and it still doesn't count. Not much you can do about that. Hopefully they fix that in the future. So the first route is the conveyor belt route. So I'd recommend never going against the conveyor belt, always follow its flow so you can walk nice and quickly. If you just go around the conveyor belt following its flow until you see a potential grabber, it's pretty hard for people to catch you, and when you see a potential grabber in front of you, just veer right up one of the ramps and then head up onto the top section. Which leads me onto the second route, which is the balcony path. I recommend the upper balcony as well as an extra path, and if you just run around a wide circle around this upper balcony until you encounter a potential grabber, then you can either just reverse direction or drop down onto the ramp or onto the conveyor belt and continue the previous path. And I really feel like the conveyor belt path and the balcony path, just keep alternating between these and you'll keep your tail for a really long time, in my opinion. So the next strategy is obtaining a tail in case you don't start with one. Now in this map it's pretty easy to grab tails. I think tails will exchange hands quite a lot, but you can corner opponents in the outer wall pretty easily. So if you don't have a tail, look on the outer wall to see someone who's hanging around a hammer or is just sitting by an outer wall, and then just sort of like threaten them until they move, and you can kind of go in the middle, so whichever way they go, they're gonna get caught. So welcome to the tips and tricks section. This is going to be more about actually catching tails and falling and all that sort of small stuff. So the first tip is tails catching tails. So if you actually have a tail, you can be on the lookout for other of your teammates that are chasing opponents with tails. Use the fact that you have a tail and that the opponent won't really avoid you because you're not going to steal their tail, to grab that opponent with a tail to allow your teammate to catch up and grab them and steal the tail. The second tip is the dive grab. Now you can actually grab tails while you're in a diving animation. You just have to be holding the grab button while you're diving. You can use this to get that little extra oomph. If they're going to go up a ramp, you can do a nice little jump dive onto the ramp and grab them. Be aware that since you are diving, you're not gonna fall over, but you're gonna take a second to get up, so you've got to be careful that you don't just get it stolen back off you. But it is a nice option that you should definitely be aware of, that you can grab tails while you're diving. So the third tip and trick is the hammer advantage. So you should always use hammers to your advantage, whether that be you have no tail and that players will often be trying to find safety near hammers. You can walk towards them and threaten that you're going to go and get them, and so they move. Or if you can take your time and predict the hammer and then get in there and grab it and then get knocked a mile away, that's also a nice strategy. But if you do have a tail, you can always maneuver around hammers and cause your chasers to get hit, or you can use it to hide near them. But be careful, because I have also advised people to look for people near hammers. So it's you know, give and take. Hammers are definitely there that you can use, but you don't find ultimate safety near hammers because it doesn't work. Now in this particular map, the team tag tail map, I think the hammers are okay, they're not the best. In the solo tail tag, the hammers are a lot better. So the fourth tip and trick I have is understanding your falls. So it's very bad to fall over and start rolling around. A lot of you probably have seen that, and it's worth going over the reasons why this can happen. So you can reduce this by not falling from great heights. If you fall from a really great height, you will always fall over. You can start to hear when you're going at a great height, because your character starts going like that. So two particular tips regarding this is dodgy landings and delayed diving. So if you jump and land on a corner of a block at a weird angle, this will cause you to fall over and start rolling around. This will also happen if you land on another player, and you see this a lot in things like Block Party. So the positive tip is delayed diving. So when you're falling from a great height and your character's going, it means you're going to fall over and roll around when you land. You can delay your dive until you're close to the ground to prevent this sort of fall over and roll around animation. This is really, really useful, and it will save you quite a bit of time. Now you still have a bit of time because you have to get up from your dive, but it's nowhere near as long as after you have to roll around for a while. So that is it for the strategy and tips and tricks for Team Tail Tag. Again, hopefully you got a nice amount of information from there. I know there wasn't a lot about actually grabbing a tail, but you know, it's really just, you've got to corner your opponent, you've got to predict where they're going to go and cut them off and grab that tail. And then when you have a tail, try and just, you know, try and keep it by going around a nice safe route where you can see where potential grabbers are. Have an alternate exit strategy, don't get cornered into a corner. I will be doing the solo and finale versions of the tail game separately, but until then, thank you for watching, take care, have a watch of the videos to come where I show the gameplay and you can sort of see the conveyor belt and the balcony method in play, and take care of yourself, and I will see you again next time. Thanks everyone. Team Tag Tail. So this is, somebody wanted me to do a sort of thing on this. Now this particular map, I've got some suggestions. If I have the tail, I can genuinely hold it for a long time. You can steal from your teammates, which I don't suggest you do. Like that, which is an idiotic thing to do. Yeah, I didn't know if he had a tail. Right, so running up here is pretty good. Now what you want to do is you want to sort of corner people off. Like this. Now he's got nowhere to go, so... Right. Like this, and then... Oh, I got it, okay. My blue teammate stole it from me. God, blue is bunga. Never mind. Whoa, wait, you gotta go! Ah, I got you. And then, I like to run across this top area here. And when someone comes towards you that's pretty aggressive, you drop down. Like this. Drop down, run around here for a while, and when you run into someone that is pretty scary like that, you go up. And then you run across the top. Like this. And when you come across someone who looks like he's going to get you, you run down, and then you jump up. And then you keep running across here. And if someone's going to come and get you, you drop down and then run across there. Just follow this. These are all blue, so they shouldn't get me. But you never know. Okay, this guy's got a tail, so he's fine. This guy's got a tail as well. Oh shit, yeah, I was a bit late there. And he's gonna go there. Yay! Okay. I'm gonna run across here, down here, and then up here. Oh, what? I rolled around. Okay, that'll do. They're just stealing it from each other. Okay, fine. Good teammate there. He's my teammate, so I'll just hold him. Overtime. And then we just run around here again. Oh shit, I can't see. What? Okay. So yeah, just running around that middle area and running around the top area, and then when someone's coming down, you jump down, and then when someone's scary, you run up and up the ramp. It seems to work quite well for me. Because if people try and go against the conveyor belt, you can see that, so you can duck off. And if people start coming towards you on that upper ramp, you just jump down to the conveyor belt. Whereas if you're on the outside, you can get sort of cornered and stuff. Are we on blue team? No, blue team doesn't really matter here. You can't really... No one cares about blue team here. Imagine blue team, like... What the fuck? Right, we saved his life. We did good stuff. We're red, aren't we? Get the f*** out of it, mate. Empty Sis and me, the boys. Just running around forever. Yeah, this is how it goes. Oh, there's loads of people there. Let's jump down. Yeet! That was weird. Okay, we're on red team, so we're still winning, but it could change. Okay, we'll go up there because the blue person, not really. Let's go. Let's go up here. Pineapple gonna get me? No? Okay. Pineapple's fine. This guy's trying to get me. I like just running across these. I think it's quite useful. It's pretty good. Most people don't, like, you get time to take it off. Oh, there's some guy chasing that guy, so we'll have to go down. Running down, we'll have to go up. So I go through similar patterns here, you'll be able to notice. Let's just, oh shit. Alright, let's go up here. We're losing. I can't really do anything about this, I've got my tail. Well, I can hold somebody if they're trying to... Yeah. Well, we've got 7 seconds. There you go, I had the tail for pretty much the entire game. I normally like to run around the inside, and then go up and run around the outside, then run around the inside, run around the outside. Yeah. Sometimes you fall onto people, but they don't recognize there's a tail fell into their lap, so they won't grab you, but... So that was just kind of luck. You know, I had my tail, the rest of my team could do what they want, but